it was. Okay, so let's go on it. Okay, I think we are on. Give me one moment, please. I need to set up the environment for this. Okay, so then we on the other one. Chat with stream. So I have it like this. I have this one here, and I have this one here. Okay, I believe right now it's all good to go. Okay, so hello to you all. Welcome once again to another crypto market analysis. Today, since it's Sunday, we're going to take a look at the events which have been present, for this week, and at the same time, let's try to take a small peek of what we can expect for the next week. Okay, so in this case, let's start from the beginning. Let's go with the total crypto market cap, and in this case, our week it was from 31. Initially, we started amazing with a very nice and beautiful long trend, in the market. You can see if we have used, for example, the 15 minutes, we had a very nice long trend initially for 1 day and a half, which was the day of Monday, if I'm not mistaken. 31 what it was. Yeah, 31 was Monday. So we had a very nice trend on Monday. We had a little bit of divergence after that, but then again, Tuesday was another very great day. We had a very good prediction on the show on the Wednesday, and then we would have a loss here, and then we started with a market crash since yesterday. Good evening, Christo. We started with another crash. In this case, most of it, I believe it was from the memes of Mr. Musk. But at the same time, the other reason I believe it's coming from the China, the food is coming again. However, I also made another investigation today. I shared it with the people from inside my group. Let me show it with you as well. But let me place that link here first, because I don't remember where it was. Here. So if you can see, I'm going to pull this photo, but no, I cannot go this photo. I can do it like this. So if you noticed, during the past months, I want you guys to understand one thing. So I don't know if you can see clearly, these lines, but in this case, maybe if I put white like this, yeah, there we go. So in this case, the red line is the line, for the whales, while the yellow line is the line of of shrimps holder. So in this case, what I am trying to tell is that during the past months, we have this even better here, the image, but I don't know how can I put it on the other screen. So let me copy like this. So if I copy like this and I just paste it, can I paste it? I will just open the paint and I can put it here inside the paint. Yeah. So if you can notice, during the past months, what I'm trying to tell is that the whales, they are starting to become bigger and bigger, and they are growing their account like never. While, the lower guys, the poor people, they are becoming poorer and poorer. Why? Because when they see all these foods and they all misleadings, and all these news, they get afraid and they immediately, they start to sell and sell and sell. Imagine they bought at 60,000 or 55,000 and then they sell at 40,000 or 35, They lose a lot of money. While these guys, because they have big pockets and they have a lot of patience and experience, they buy all the coins, from the poor people, and they are making their wallets, bigger and bigger. So you have to think about it. Why is this happen? So I think this is kind of a good signal that the market is actually going to continue to go in the up direction. But for it, you have to have patience, and you don't have to be greedy. Like, you have these movements, 5%, 10%. Fucking take it, like making 10% in a fucking day is huge. It's huge, man. In general, you would aim to make this in a week, or sometimes if you are in the Forex or in stock market or stuff like that, you aim to do it in a month, Making 10% in a month is pretty respectable, for example, for Forex or commodities market. And being able to make it in 1 day in crypto is fucking huge. But yeah, most of the people, they want more and more and more because they think, yeah, we have all this volatility and all this stuff, it's not enough. It's not enough and it's not enough. Yeah, anyway, for myself as well, I'm not going to lie, it's happening as well. Like for example, I should have took when we were on 2.9 in case of Ether, but unfortunately I was not on the PC, and then I was like, oh, okay, now it was 2.8, 2.85, no problem, it will go and bounce back. But I could have took there, but because of that I lose 5%. Yeah, overall I still gain, but I could have doubled my initial profits. But yeah, anyway, let's go back with the total. So you can see that initially we had all these beautiful trends, here, pretty nice defined. Let's go for example with the bigger one, with the 1 hour, and you can see in case the 1 hour, initially we started with a long trend on Monday, and we had this long trend for here for 7 hours. So like I'm telling you, I was somewhere around here when I sold on the ATH. So yeah, a little bit bigger than this because here we have the crypto market, but it's highly correlated, with the ATH and BTC. But if you want, you can see for yourself. So if I put ATH USDT, you can see that more or less we kind of have the same movements, like there is no change. Yeah, we have more volatility inside of ATH. Like if I will calculate from here to here, you can see that's a little bit more. But overall, it's overall they are kind of the same. Yeah, sorry for that. So yeah, and after that, right now we started to be in a side market. Yeah, we had this short entry here. We would have here a 5% almost if you would enter, because the candle it was here. So yeah, literally it's a 5% profit which could have been taken. In general, I tend to aim to 3% or 4% in most of my strategies, so it could have been taken as well, this one here. However, right now it's kind of side market. For now it's a side market. However, if you look at the bigger one, you can see that we are still in the short. Here have been no change. It's been no change since 2 weeks ago. Right now the market, we had a big crash, and right now it's still trying to stabilize. But from this stabilization, I don't like it from one point, because the highs are lower and lower. So we had this high here first, but then if you notice the other high is lower. And depending if you go like this, this correction, this side market might continue to go for a more time than we are expected to. But yeah, it's kind of normal because people, the institution are buying, but we need more people to enter into it. Yeah, so that's kind of for the big market. And yeah, I don't want to go with a bigger time frame because you are going to see the same. But I decided to use the crypto total because I don't know how many of you are actually using it. But honestly, in my case, I believe it's the best to make an analysis for crypto, because here you have all the data. Like take for example Bitcoin. Let's look Bitcoin USDT. See, yeah, we have these certain movements, but you see they are highly correlated. They are highly correlated. Like if I will change this to line, you can see it better. You see, they are the same. Look at them, more or less they are the same. So yeah, you would have 95% correlation between them. So that's why I like much more to use the total lately more and more than just by using BTC or ATH. So with this one you can make an analysis, and we can see here, you can kind of estimate it's going to be the same with you can find exception, of course. Like for example, if you would take BNB in the past week, it performed much better, for example, than all the other pairs. You'll always have exception. But I believe for a good analysis, you should always look on the big guy, because this is like the index. Imagine SP 500, for stocks or Nasdaq. This is our index, this is our crypto index, and it's our breathalyzer, to say like this, or breather, for this situation. So yeah, now you can see we are still in a short. That's for sure. We are still in a short, but right now more than short, it's like side market. And in general, when you have this type of side markets, like look for example, it happened here as well. You can see that it's been 23 days. How much we have already? We have 18 days. Maybe you can expect one more week. Maybe the entire, maybe one more week. However, in general, I honestly I was a little bit more bullish. I believe I thought we are going to go for 175, but unfortunately, we went for it, but we didn't cross it. So, and we didn't close on top of it, on the daily candle. So yeah, That means we don't have enough power. So yeah, but like I said, even if you are in a short, that doesn't mean that you cannot have very nice entries, you know, in the smaller time frames. So you could have one. Like I said, Monday it was a great day. Tuesday as well. It was kind of my surprise because in general I expect Tuesday to be a little bit of a bull run, but we had just a bull run at the night, and after that, you know, we started again. And then Wednesday as well, but then suddenly from Thursday things got fucked up. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. If you think about it, we already had what 20% movement more or less. So yeah, we can expect we are not going to have such big movement like we had in the past. Not for now. You know, we need multiple weeks of confirmation for that. But yeah, also let's look at the bigger yeah, of course, this one are still on day. That's a good signal. You know, and if I go with the other ones as well, you can see 8 hours, for example, is still short. So that's problematic. Anyway, let's continue and let's go into the individuals and see. We are going to see on the individuals, and at the same time, after this, we are going to take a look and check for the news, fundamentals, and everything new that we have, you know, for the next week, and more or less the prediction. But overall, like I'm telling you, we are still going to continue for the side market, but we are going to have opportunities. But like I said, take into consideration once again this factor that we had the, you know, the lowers are not how I thought, you know. So once again, repeat, look on 1 hour, you know, we had I mean the highs, sorry, they are lower highs, you know, we don't have higher highs. So maybe, you know, maybe the side market is going to be even more powerful than this. Yeah, anyway, let's go with the, let's take a look, you know, in the other ones. Let's take a look, for example, first in the Ethereum. I think Ethereum is one of the only ones that saved itself, you know, because it had an amazing entry on 31. So we had this very nice entry on 31. Look, initially we were 17%, but because of the Elon Musk crash, we actually finished up with a 7%. So yeah, it was a 7%. Then we had a loss of 2.8, and then another loss of 2.12. But overall, we are still in positive. You know, so overall at the end, we will still be in positive, at 3-4% in positive. However, you know, yeah, maybe for example myself I will, but like I said, I was not here at that moment. I was not here, unfortunately. Well, no problem. There are always going to come newer opportunities, you know. So right now, I believe tomorrow is going to be bullish. It's Monday in general, so I see no reason why not to. You know, especially after 2 days of side market, not bear market. It's more like a side market. So I believe tomorrow we might see the bull run. Yeah, we will see about that. So yeah, ATH, so far so good. Bitcoin, unfortunately, not so great. We didn't have the same volatility, and we had a later entry than the Bitcoin. Well, because we are using, if you see, we are using in this case a confirmation of 35%. And for example, with 25, we will have much worse results for the overall time, so we cannot do that. You know, so we'll have to use this in this case. So with the 35%, we will have to wait a little bit more. You can see the difference. It was the entry on the ATH at 8 hours, and on BTC it was at 12 hours. So because of this, we lost all this margin. Because if we will end, it's 5% almost. So if we would have this entry like with ATH, we would actually end up in positive. But because of this, you can see we had a small loss, 0.5, sorry. We beat the maximum on 6% in plus. Good evening, Phoebe. And then we lost 0.5%. We had another loss after that of 3%. Then another one of 3.4, but then actually we find a win on this short, and now we are waiting. So overall, with this one we will be negative. So we would have a win with ATH, but it's kind of normal. Taking into account the results, I honestly don't like to trade BTC at all right now because it's the alt season. Should I turn my bots on tonight? Yeah, I believe, you know, I believe tomorrow is going to be bullish, but I will have to check for fundamentals because I want to see. I didn't look into it honestly yet, but yeah, and I will give you, and I will give some advice into that. So, like I said, you know, ATH far more superior than Bitcoin, and because we are in the alt season, but actually, you know, we didn't look into this. Let's look into the BTCD. So we can see that the BTCD right now it's in short, which means that, and it's in short since 30 May, so we have no change here. So that means the alt season is still going on, you know, and it's stronger and stronger. So we had no changes here. And if I go 4 hours, again, you can see the same stuff since 26 actually we are in a short. So that means we are still in the alt season, so it's much better to stay, you know, to stay with this. I believe in 30 minutes and 50, yeah, we had some changes here. You can see there was some changes, only one actually, you know. So we have this change, but overall, you know, overall it's much better. Give me a second, please. I need to send this link. So yeah, like I said, you know, the optimize, the dominance, you know, is still going there. So I found it kind of, you know, it's kind of like shooting yourself in the leg, you know, when you have a possibility to go with better coins than the BTC right now. However, when the market is going to be bearish, yeah, then I believe, you know, BTC it might perform better. But this in the case, once again, in case of holding, you know, because if we want to actively trade, altcoins are always going to outperform this guy. So yeah, we will have this one. Let's go with the altcoins. I'm going to start from the beginning. ADA USDT. I don't remember how it went. ADA. Yeah, ADA looks like it had a good entry, well, more or less. It had a 3% win. After that, 1.5, 1.15 loss, and then another loss, and then this loss even bigger. And now we would be right now. But actually, if I look here, we can see it from here. But this is with the default settings. So we can see we will have 3, and then 2 losses. So actually, not so great, not so bad, you know. So honestly, we would have a 7. Well, we will be in the positive. But however, if I will take into consideration only for 31, you can see that we would be minus 2% with this one. So yeah, this one it would be minus 2%. However, I believe tomorrow it's going to reverse. So if this one is going to go higher, it will be something different. Let's take a look at BNB USDT. BNB USDT had an amazing run, you know, because so in case of BNB, we had an amazing entry. You can see, however, we lost. We were at 28%. I believe after 400, if you were smart enough, you should have exit here, or you should have put a trial. You know, when you reach 400, it's a very, very, you know, big psychological factor, and I believe, you know, you should have put a trial, you know, at this point. But yeah, anyway, you will still end up in 12% in profit, you know. So let's go look at the last trades. So you can see you would win 13%, and then you will lose 8. Well, so you would be kind of like 2% in plus, more or less, you know, with this one. So yeah, that's kind of the thing with this one. This one actually don't perform amazing, you know, this season. You can see I'm going to go directly in the last trade, and we can see from here. So we had an amazing entry, 18% in plus. And another one we actually earned with the short, and then we lost 5%. So this one it would be 15% in. So this one it would be, you know, 14% in plus. Not bad. The other one, for example, Bitcoin Cash, since this one is correlated with Bitcoin, you know, this one actually had a loss. So it was actually had multiple losses. So this one it would be 2, 2, 4, 8. So that's it. This one it would be minus 10%. So yeah, not the greatest. I don't know the other pairs that you guys want to trade with this one. EOS as well, I believe. EOS in this case, well, we will have this one minus 9% as well. What else do we have? XLM USDT, Stellar. So yeah, Stellar as well. We'll have the win, but then you cancel it. Overall, overall BNB and DOT would have been the best pairs, but yeah. I suggest in general, to take kind of the best ones. And those best one in my case, it would be BNB, ADA, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin cash well in terms of profits, But yeah, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. It's up to you guys, in the end. Because yeah, and sometimes as well, the better the diversification. Yeah, you can lose as well more, but you can also win more. It's the price you have to pay in general, by the decisions you are going to make. So yeah. But I believe overall, honestly, we would be in negative unless unless I'm telling you, unless you trade a little bit in like I say, for example, look on the ADA. Let me give you some examples. So you see, for example, in ADA, look at this. We will enter at 1.6 at 175. After this, you should already started with the trial, because it's a very, very crucial psychological level, point. In case of, for example, of Litecoin USDT, same stuff. You would enter, you see, we would go actually for 200, but in this case, we don't reach 200. So yeah, but then you would ask me, yeah, but then, man, what's the fucking point of having, a bot if I will have to do this stuff? Well, I can guarantee you that the bot in the long term is going to work, and it's working. However, I'm always saying, if you are going to have a human approach into it, it will always perform much better than just by using it, But it's up to each and any one time, of course. Not all of you have that time, to dedicate and look into it. But overall, I look into it honestly, and I found out kind of the average. You can have up to 6-7 losses in a row, and look at that. And you can reach this. You can reach a 17, well, let's say 20% drawdown. It can happen. It's not flawless. However, you also have to take in consideration the nature of the market is right now, because it would be honestly irresponsible to behave like in the same way like you would behave, for example, half a year ago. It's irresponsible because, like I said, we suffered a very, very big hit, 2 weeks ago. And because of this, we still didn't recover. So it's better, to go for small targets. Don't trust yourself entirely into the bot. Look into some support and resistance levels, and in the next days I will try actually to make an educational video on how to actually take those key points, and act according to it, because I know it's not easy. And the problem that we also have with the human factor is that, you see those profits, and for some fucking reason, it's kind of never enough. You're like, today you see 5%, you're like, oh, damn, nice. Tomorrow you see 10%. Oh, damn, nice. Tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, you see 20%. Oh, awesome. But then suddenly, a fucking market crash, and you lose all of it. And then you blame yourself. God damn, man, why the fuck I didn't took my, I didn't took some of my profits. I don't know if you realize, but most of the times I'm always telling, for example, in the group, and I'm using the normal group, not the signals one, not the private one. I'm telling you, guys, be careful. Put a stop loss in the break even at least. So if the market goes against you, well, at least you are not losing any money. So what I'm trying to tell you is that don't be so greedy right now, because you can be so greedy. The market it's in a side trend, and it's being heavily manipulated by all these big fucking whales. So we have to be like them. We have to be smarter than everyone, and we don't have to be driven, by the emotions. So you see a little bit of profit, put a trail behind, or you see, for example, you enter in a short. As soon as you are 1% or 2%, put a stop loss in the break even. Doesn't fucking matter if you are not going to hit the take profit after, but at least you are not going to lose anything. For the past 2 weeks, well, for last week as well, and this one, it looks like this is the case. And by the looks of it, honestly, I don't think things are going to change from one day to another just like that. It will take some time. Yeah, I'm not telling that the bull market is over. No, it's not. I still don't believe it's not. But that doesn't mean, we have to be responsible. So, yeah. I hope I opened some of your eyes, and, you will start to trade a little bit better and be smarter with the with the decision that we make. Salute, Bubu. Thank you. I hope as well. I wish you the best. I wish you the best as well, mate. So yeah, that's what I can tell you right now for the crypto, and I hope you take into consideration the factors that I gave you, and try to be that. Now, speaking of, once again, speaking about what I can expect for tomorrow. I'm going to tell you, look, we are looking at 1 hour and 4 hours. In general, this is kind of what we use, for multiple days and weeks. You can see Bitcoin dominance is going lower. There is no change. In 1 hour, this had been no change for the entire week. In 4 hours, I'm not even going to tell you. It's from 2 weeks ago. So what I'm trying to tell you with this is that we have alt season is still running, So if alt season is still running, it means that we still have a bull trend. If we have a bear trend, you will see this different here, So you would see then so if you have, for example, 1 hour, you would see this. So look, for example, what it happened. So when we had the market, let's take a look at the market so you can see what I'm trying to spell. So you see the market had the crash, and when the market started to have the crash, actually we started to have a buy on the Bitcoin. And I'm telling you, when you have dominance on the Bitcoin, that means you either have a bear market or something like that. But otherwise, when you have a sell, you can estimate that you have a bull market, and you can estimate that the alt season is still on, and because it's still on, it's going to be much profitable to go with those than with it. You have to take all this if you want to be, if you are like I'm telling you. Yes, I repeat, you want to be comfortable and safe, sure, just go with the boat, leave it like that, don't fucking touch it, Sooner or later you will see those profits, as long as you have the patience. But if you want to be a good professional trader, you should take all of this into account, so you don't just take the chart, you look into that as well. You look, for example, into this one, you look into the total, you look on a multiple time frame approach, and you try to put all those pieces together. That's how you are going to increase your edge, and that's how you are going to increase those numbers against in your favor, So yeah. So once again, I'm repeating, you can see Bitcoin dominance is going low. All season is still up. Total, if you are going to go in the total, you can see, for example, 1 hour it's in a short. But if we go even lower than that and we want to go with a multiple time frame approach, you can see as well it's short. So in order, we would have to wait to have a confirmation, which I believe tomorrow is going to come, for the bull one. I don't know if I will go 5 minutes, although in general I don't like 5 minutes. You can see that we had a buy and then after that we had a sale. I don't like 5 minutes. It's already too fucking low. But 15 minutes, you can when you have a 15 minutes here confirmation, that's kind of good. The beginner, the beginner level, to say like this, to give you the first confirmation. And then with that one, I repeat. For example, in the Bitcoin bot, you can see that right now it's literally on the break even. I believe, yeah. Minus 0.1%, but yeah, it's literally in the break even. Now it's up to you. Let's take a look at the swing. The lowest point, it would be, look like 2.55. It was breaking. Yeah, it would be kind of here. So put 2.5, 6% profit, 6% stop loss. Maybe you can go for that, because 6% up is going to be 2.85. 6% in a day, yeah, in a Monday, it can be done, but market right now, man, it's pretty fucked up, but overall I'm repeating, why I keep telling that the market in general is so fucking good on Monday, and I believe it's going to be. I repeat, I have this tool, actually it's here, give me a second, and so where it is, entry by day, and I keep repeating it over and over again. Monday tends to be pretty bullish, but yeah, how much and in what fair, like 60% of the time. So 60% of the time you are going to make money on Monday. So you can see, for example, we have 1 1 2 1 2 2 2 3 and 3 3. So right now we are like on 3 3 if I will take the entire month of April and May. you know, and the next one it would have been 31, and 31 as well, it would have been a profit. So it's 4-3 actually. Might be a short right now, it might be, who knows, but overall Monday it's in profit. It's a profitable day overall, so that's kind of what you can expect. So yeah, now let's take a look, you know, because I spoke into this, let's take a look at the how it's called, at the news. Let's see the calendar. So we go in the calendar. Can you show any other days? Yeah, sure. So in general, I can tell you by memory. Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday are in general profitable days. The other one, not so much. So you see, for example, Monday it's a profitable day. Tuesday in general it's a recovery day and it's normal, you know, after you have the bull trend on Monday. Wednesday it's kind of in general in the middle, because Wednesday and Thursday they are kind of in the middle of the week, and you have a lot of turning points, you know, it's a little bit undecided. And then Friday, you have Friday and Saturday, which they tend to be pretty bullish in average. And then of course you'll have the Sunday, which tends to be negative, you know, because it's kind of the best day of DCA. And yeah, I spoke into this in one of my previous streams. I don't remember unfortunately which one it was, but I spoke about 1 hour of the psychology of why this is happening like this. I believe if you will search through to the Telegram group chat, I believe you can find more information about this one. Also, you can ask me in private, and I can tell you. So yeah, let's continue. Let's continue with the calendar. So what do we have? Unfortunately, but honestly, I'm going. You know, who the fuck expected a crash from the stupid mask? But overall, you know, I predicted good the first days, for at least for the ADA, you know, and for BNB and DOT. But I said that on the weekend I expected to be a bullish because of the Bitcoin event, but Musk had other plans and he fucked up, you know, all of it. But it is what it is. You know, we can't do nothing about that. Well, you can follow his channel, and because of that, you know. So looks like for the next week we had for 9 June, and 9 June is going to be Wednesday. So maybe Wednesday we'll have another bull trend if nothing worse happen. So, but in this case, you can see we don't have so many important news. I would say, you know, nothing so crucial, you know. So I accept this one, the testnet for Ethereum, but we don't have so many stuff, you know. So nothing so big. Maybe for Zcash as well next week. Sorry. So yeah, but honestly, you know, in terms of news, we don't have so many big news. But now you can have something else to take into account, because slowly I'm going to start to teach you how to use better and better. You can also use the economic calendar for the investing, and in this case, the most important for us is going to be, you know, we are going to look for the next week. And in this case, we are going to look for the dollar news, you know. And we can see, for example, let's go here, the filters, and in this case we want from the United States. So yeah, we have it active. So on the filters as well, we only want the start, and we can see for third starts for next week we have, looks like we have a holiday. Which one is the holiday? So Monday is going to be holiday in China. So maybe we are not going to have that volatility that I expected for tomorrow. Maybe this one might affect. Maybe not. Have the PPI, the retail news, industrial, building permits. So yeah, no, but this is for New Zealand. So one of the important news, you see, we have many of them. But you see, this is the sales in general that US have, the PPI. I don't remember honestly the PPI what it was. the producer price index. Yeah, we don't need this either. But instead, this one actually it can be very, very important for us. So you see this one, the Fed interest rate decision. So in general, this is going to affect, the if they are going to have some change. But you can see, for example, in the past years we have no change. But if here you can have some change, in the interest rate of the dollar, then you can see, some big spikes and some changes, both in the stock market and in the crypto. However, it looks like it might not be the case because the prediction is for from 20.025, but I don't know. For the future, something to take in consideration. Two of the biggest factors that you should take if you want to go a little bit more into the fundamentals, and this is more like speaking from a macroeconomy point of view, you can always look for the USD and China, because these are kind of the ones that control the most, of the crypto market. And for example, as well, suddenly when you have some president like, for example, Biden or stuff like that, some announcement, you saw that immediately you are going to have big changes, in the crypto. So I suggest slowly you should start to take a look into this as well, because it just take you some moments a day, some it can save your ass a lot, it can save. So yeah, give me a moment, please. So yeah, I believe I gave you a very nice tool to use in your favor. Now let's take a look at so we saw the crypto. More or less, I'm telling you, I expect for tomorrow, I expect the bullish. However, you just saw, for example, maybe that China holiday might affect a little bit. It might be seen. And once again, we are in the stage that we are right now, so be extra careful right now, and yeah, give me a second to finish with close these ones. I'm going to close, and now we are going to move in the stock market, and we are going to take a look at the stock market as well. So yeah, let's go first with the SP 500. So in case of SP 500, we can see that, let me remove for now, actually, we can, yeah, this is the, yeah, I'm going to speak with you guys for 5 minutes, well, a little bit less, about the strategy that I have released first, and after that we can take a look at the analysis as well. So most of you, I believe you already know that the one tool is that tool that I made in general for analysis with a multi-time frame approach for the crypto, and I'm looking at the trends and so on, so this one. Based on this one, I made a strategy domino status for crypto and at the same time for stock market right now, and soon to come as well for the commodities. So in case of stock market, you can see that in this case we start with the data from 2014, so we have 7 years of data already, and you can see in 7 years of data I kind of beat by 80%, almost double the typical buy and hold. You can see both long and short. It's normal to be long, more long than short, taking into consideration that this market has been bullish for the last 50 years or even more. And in this case, you can see, for example, because of such a low drawdown that you have, we can go with a little bit of leverage without any issue, and we can increase those profits even more while still have very, very low drawdown. So yeah, overall, you can find more details in my crypto trading. I'm going to give you here the playlist. So I'm not going to enter too much into details, but if you want to find more details about all of my strategy, not just this one, you can find here, for example, this one, the Ipsi moves, Totus, Dominus for crypto, and yeah, and many more. So if you take into consideration, let's go now to the total, and let's go here, SPX. You can see that since 20 May, for example, but this is 15 minutes. Let's start with the big one. So you can see in case of the 4 hours, you can see for the last half a year, it's much easier here to identify the trend. You can see that for the last 200 days, we've been in a long trend. if we go 1 hour, you can see as well that for the last, yeah, we have some entries and exits. But let's start, for example, as well since November. You can see one entry, another entry. Here we will have a loss, another entry, and right now another confirmation that we are in a long trend. So far no change in this one. Maybe we can have some changes because of the new releases which are going to happen next week on the consumer price, on the market price, and all those stuff. Those kind of can affect, the stock market much more than they will do with the crypto. So yeah, and 15 minutes, you can see in 15 minutes as well. We have a very nice long entry that was almost for 2 weeks. Had a fake short here, and then again another buy. Since 2-3 days ago. So yeah, you can see the same in the case of bot. The bot itself. We had those very nice entries. Nice entries. But at the same time, the good thing about it, if we go in the strategy, you can see that short, for example, in this case, it would be a loss. But yeah, you can see very nice entry, small loss, and then again a small loss. But overall, we have much bigger entries and much bigger wins than losses. Next PX, I believe, is going to continue like this. You see, we have this long entry here. So it's going to go. That's the stuff, because in this case we are trading those fees that you buy. Yeah, I take into consideration, if I'm not mistaken, I think I put, no, I didn't put, but imagine you are just buying and you are holding, that position, just the same like you will do with a coin. That's why, for example, I'm not buying any leverage or anything. Yeah, if you are going to play leverage, you have to take into account those fees. I agree with you. But in this case, I'm using my equity. So I'm holding, the amount just like I will do with crypto, 100%. So for this one, you will just pay the, how it's called, the swap difference on the price, the spread, sorry. You will pay the spread, the initial spread, and after that, you don't have to worry about the others. But if you go, of course, if you go with, how it's called, if you go with options or stuff like that, then yes, or leverages, you are going to leverage, then yes. But if you just are going to hold it, if you are buying from the market, from the central market, you shouldn't. No, in this case, yes, you can trade futures, but the calculations that I make, I repeat once again, I made them based on my equity, so I apply the same calculation like I will do with crypto. So I'm not buying contracts. If you're doing contracts, it's another story. I'm playing the calculation on equity. So that's the stuff with it. So this is kind of, for example, when you have a big account, and I mean millions, you don't need to leverage yourself, and you use options or stuff like that. You just hold into it. And my idea is like all my other products, to beat buy and hold, and to beat the market. And this is how I beat it. So yeah. But then again, you tell me, yeah, okay, but maybe I don't like this one. Well, then you can go here, and you can do day trade. You can do day trades, but in that case, your exits are going to be, you have to decide those exits. Maybe you can go as well. You can go with 5 minutes. You can go. There are many options, that's for sure. But in this case, I'm repeating. I'm using the general. I'm looking at the general, the TVC market counter. So for options and stuff like that, you should make into account, you have to take into account the expiry dates, and so on. But what I is showing you is that even if you would have the expiry date, because the expiry date, for example, it would be at the end of 1 month, so you would enter here, at the end of May, you will have a profit. You enter January. At the end of January, you can see we'll have a profit. You will enter May. At the end of May, you will have a profit. Then again June, at the end of June, you will have a profit. So during all these times, you can see, because we had such amazing good entries, unless sometimes you are hitting this one, but even this one, you are still going to make money from the short. You shouldn't have any issue with the fees and stuff like that. But okay, be it on me. Take 10%, put 10%, although it's too fucking much to pay on the commission and stuff like that. But you will still, even put 20% if you want, and you will still be the buy and hold. So yeah, But overall, I'm pretty bullish on the stock market, both SP and Nasdaq. But at the same time, take into account the hyperinflation that we have, and these crazy guys are printing like crazy, more and more money. So you can expect that money, most of it is going to go here. So yeah, and as long as once again you play it safe, you shouldn't have any problems. But then again, if you want to go with leverage, then you should make some optimization into it and some calculations. And you shouldn't, for example, you shouldn't stay like you stay right now. Maybe instead of staying 1 month, you stay one day, a couple days, and stuff like that. So you'll have to adapt according to the situation you are in the end. Once again, I'm repeating what I am telling always. I am giving you the tools, but each and any one of you has to walk these roads by themselves, according to their own rules and their own ideals and so on. I can just teach you about the rules of the game and tools that you can use and things that can help you boost your winning and stuff like that. But you are the one that press the click on buy and sell, although they are just two fucking small actions, but at the same time, they are everything. No, for both I recommend full manual approach. For stock market I recommend full manual approach. But if you take into consideration that you have one entry and you can have one entry, you can stay. Look at this. Yeah, in case when you have a short, yeah, it's in the same day. But when you have a long and you stay on average, you stay 1 week inside of it, you don't need a bot for it. It doesn't matter if you enter 1 hour earlier or later. Here, this is not crypto. You don't have the same volatility. Here it moves. If it moves 1% a day, it's fucking huge. Maybe, yeah, more or less. So it doesn't matter if you are going to lose 10% or 20%, 0.1, 0.2%, sorry. So yeah. And this would be for Nasdaq, and in case of Nasdaq, I'm beating it not by such a big margin, like TradeStation. So go on TradingView. If you go on TradingView, for example, you can have for example, but that would be for futures. If you truly want to trade index, for index it's a little bit more complicated. And let me give you right now, because I have here a detail. So in this case, I'm going to write it. If you want to trade stock index and real index and futures for this, search on this on Google. You search for FCM markets with CFFTC. But if you want to trade normally, you can go with some brokers. And with those brokers you can buy ETFs. I think they're called, or how the fuck are they called? CFDs. Sorry, you can trade CFDs. If you want. So, but like I said, if you would go with CFD, what you should do, because there is a little bit difference in the data. So let's take for example here, and you will go in the CFD and you will use, for example, let's say FXCM. I recommend this broker much more than I would recommend one that it's much more accurate, and we don't have the same amount of data, that's for sure. So you see, in this case, if you just use like this, you will actually lose money, because look at this. So in case of XCMM, we have the same entry like it happened here, but if you noticed on the TVC, we actually have no entry at all for this one. So all these entries shouldn't be taken into account. So you will use a double chart. You should use the main SP500 index as your indicator, and this one you will have the entries here and act according to it. Because if you trade normally like this, it's not going to work. Here it's not going to work. You will actually lose money, because there is big difference in the data. However, if you are going to use the TVC data, I believe maybe you can have some changes, but no. In general, yeah, maybe if you go with the Heikin, but still, maybe you would make some changes and stuff like that. But still, if you want to trade CFDs, that's another story. I'm telling you, it's much harder. And for CFDs, yeah, you should pay commission, and it's another story. You should investigate more into it. In the future, I'll try to make a full guide, about it and how to properly use them. But for now, I kind of main them more for some of my clients which are actively trading those stuff, and then trade especially futures and things like that. But at the same time, I'm making it, and I made it kind of like a backup if people, they are like too afraid because of the bear market that comes into crypto, that you should always have a backup plan, So this one is going to be a backup plan. And the next one, for example, look, I'm working right now on the Euro USD. So I have this small strategy. I made it just like I made it, for example, in one morning. But I'm going to actually look into something that works with most of the majors, not Euro USD. So, but yeah, you also have stocks. So with the same strategy, for example, from this one, you can go on TradeStation and trade stocks. So you can take, for example, Apple. No, but for this one, better to use the Nasdaq settings because we have the Nasdaq settings here. So if you will trade Apple, for example, and you see, for example, in this case, we would beat buy and hold almost by 1.5 times. And if I'm not mistaken, I think TradeStation has no fees. So you see, you would pay no fee in this case if you would go. But yeah, if you go with you would have no issue with this one. So you can trade stocks as well. I'm using the stock. I'm using the index because it's much easier visually to express myself, but you can go for stocks as well. And you can see it goes, well, not so great short, honestly, but yeah, it's still something. No, but actually it's here. So you can see, well, still. But overall, you would be able to beat the buy and hold, in many of them. Like, take for example the other one. I like this one a lot, QQQ. So in case of QQQ, we beat again by 1.5, Yeah, we had very nice, highly correlated with the SP 500, this one. And here, in this case as well, you can day trade, but in this case, if you day trade, you will need a minimum 25,000, I think it was in general that they ask for the stocks. But if you are a swing trader, you should have no issue. You are going to stay months, if not years. But slowly, you can also go with the options and stuff like that. But that's more advanced, You have to start slowly, For now, I believe that most of your priority is crypto, but that doesn't mean that you should just stick with the crypto. You should always look for alternatives. And this is going to be one of the alternatives. The other one, like I said, is going to be with Forex. I'm working into the Forex strategy right now, and silver. I'm also in the commodities. So I'm going to try to give, the full portfolio. So you should be able to divide that risk as minimum as possible. So yeah, and in this case, we can see that I'm using no leverage, and for the last 3 years, yeah, you tell me, yeah, it's only 20% to 1.44. Yeah, but in this case, you have to understand that I use literally no leverage. No leverage at all. So if I would use a leverage, like let's say for example I am 1000 and I'm use a 30% leverage. So let's go with the contracts instead. So I will use this. You can see that in this case, look how it changed. Now I made 600% in 3 years, and I'm using, this is the European leverage. I don't know how many of you trade Forex. So if you would go with a little bit one, this is the American one. So if you'd go with the American one, you can see that you would make, yeah, it would be too much because we would have a very big drawdown. So maybe it's going to be too much, but maybe you can go with 50 leverage, and with 50 leverage, you will still have a 45% drawdown. And again, you can see here the ratio between long and short is kind of the same, So, and here as well, our trades are very small, so you don't have to worry about commissions and stuff like that. But I also already calculated the spread inside. But this it would be, for example, for Euro USD. But I like, I like always to put my results, in the percentage of the equity, because a smart guy can always extrapolate, from here and elevate it, to the leverage that's going to be used. However, this is going to come for the future. I'm just trying to show that there are always going to be opportunities. So yeah, believe, like I said, pretty bullish with the stock market, with the SP Nasdaq. But yeah, once again, we are speaking about holding periods, weeks, not days. So you shouldn't have no issues for the next week, I believe, if you are going to do that. However, better, if you just take a look inside and make that according. So yeah, lastly, now I want to take a last look, at the major pairs. So let's take a look at the majors. You can see that stock market, they work pretty damn good. Look at this, 1000% in the last 11 years. We beat the my market in this case by 1.5, and like you saw, I made no optimization. I just use the setting from Nasdaq. So if I will use something else like Amazon, maybe in case of Amazon, not so great. Yeah, 600% compared to 2.2. So you see, in this case, for example, it shouldn't be so good, but you can always have the possibility to optimize. So look, if I would use Nasdaq TVC data instead of using that, I already tripled my products, my gains, and now we're actually starting to make money with short as well. And if you are going to play here with I don't know, with the ratings, like you want to go even a little bit more aggressive or stuff like that, I don't know. I don't want to look into it right now. You can see that, for example, right now by just touching two stuff, I already beat buy and hold. So from 600, I go into 2.3 thousand. So once again, I'm telling you, this product, the Ipsimus, is working fucking amazingly with SP500 and Nasdaq stocks, both index and stocks. It doesn't fucking matter the commission and everything. It's going to beat it, and by a big margin. But yeah, you have to find those settings. But most of the times, I believe the main difference is going to come from the risk management. And the reason that you'll need to use different values for the longs for the take profits and stop loss is fucking normal because of the volatility. Not all stocks have the same volatility. Some of them move 1%, 2% a day. Some others might move 3 or 4%, while others might move 0.5% a day. So because of this, you can expect to have the same take profits and same stop losses everywhere. Just like you can expect the stocks from New York to perform the same way with those from Dow Jones and the other one from Nasdaq. It's always going to be some difference. But yeah, you are supposed to make those analysis for yourself and decide for which one you want to go. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here for now. The stock market, like I said, the next one is going to be for Euro USD. I believe, and this one was, I didn't use the one tool, as the logic. I will try to adapt it for the one tool. This one, actually, if you guys want to try, is for free. I make it for free. This one for everyone. You can go inside my scripts, and you can find it here. It's highly profitable MEM. Actually, if you want, I can just put it in the link here, and you can find it here. So Psycho's asking me, what do you think about trading on small time frames in the current market condition? Mate, it depends on which market we are speaking about. If we are speaking about crypto, I'm going to save this VOD, and I highly suggest you that after I finish this stream to watch again from the beginning, because I made a full analysis, about what I consider about the current situation, the previous situation, and what's going to happen more or less in 1 week. So I have some very important steps, which I put inside. But if you are speaking about stock market or stuff like that with the small time frame in general, I shouldn't comment on that, because like I said, I like more on the time, more weeks to months period of or inside of a trade, so more like a swing trade and not a day trade, for these markets. But once again, if we are speaking about crypto market, I'm going to save the vote, don't worry. But you can watch initially on the beginning of the stream my full analysis based on that. But to give you a resume, like if you want me to give you a fast resume, what I suggest is that you shouldn't let your bot do all the job. Instead, you should take, for example, some key points and give it a help. Like the market, you cannot expect to make 20%, 30% so easily and continue to grow after that, like it happened, for example, a couple months ago. Because the market is pretty shaken right now, and it's still that fear, a lot of fear. So instead of doing that, like for example, you are in a short entry, and most of the times, I would say 70-80% of the time it's going to go in that direction. As soon as you are 1%, 2%, go for a stop loss on the break even, or put a trial. The same if you are in the long trade as well, put a stop loss, after you are or at least after you are 5 to 10% in profit, put a stop loss on a break even. More a bit after that, put yourself a trial or stuff like that. You are to a big key price level, psychological price level, like for example fixed one or stuff like that. You should kind of, for example, sell half of your trade and the other one put it in the break even. you have to play safer. It's much safer, you have to be much cautious. My bot can give you very nice entries, but unfortunately, because of all this manipulation and all this shit that's happening right now, you're not going to have as good exits as well. So based on that, it should be better to make these assumptions, based on yourself. But for a longer answer, my friend, I suggest you to watch the video at the end. The replay function, and then you can see that one. No problem. So yeah, I'm going to finish with the forex market. So like I said, looks like the short started for the Euro USD. We had it, but I believe right now we are going to be, wow, so big, then recover. I believe on the 15 minutes we are already in the I believe we already started the long. Yeah, so on GBP USD we can see same stuff. We had the short, but now we started to have the long. But like I said, this one is not so easy just to look into this, because honestly you kind of always have to be aware of this. So if you guys want to trade forex, I truly suggest you to have this one. And always take a look, you put next week, and always take a look at high volatility factors, like what it was on filters. So you go on filters and you put high volatility factors like this one, and you are going to look into this data. And what does it mean? Like let's go on Euro USD. So you go on Euro USD, and how you should properly use these factors. Let's look, for example, on Tuesday we are going to have some releases on GBP, and we can see that the GBP release is going to be earlier than the release of Euro. So you can expect, for sure, that looks like the forecast is going to be more positive. The actual is 4.0, and they estimate that the forecast is going to be bigger. If this forecast is going to be bigger, it means that in this case the earning is going to be positive, and because the earning is going to be positive, you can expect both Euro and GBP. Well, actually now they are not so correlated because of not Eurozone, but Eurozone, but it's Brexit. But yeah, in this case of GBP USD, let's go back to this one. So you can expect that, oh no, not here. We see that we are already in a long. But you can expect, because of this launch on Tuesday, that's going to be positive. You can expect to have a bigger long. So we will have a buy. When we buy on the forex, we estimate that the GBP price is going to rise, and when we sell, we estimate that the USD price is going to rise in order to make money. So yeah. Oh, hola hermano, ¿qué tal? My pleasure, bro, my pleasure. Espero que todo está bien. So, in case of this one, like I'm telling you, in terms of GBP, so the estimation is going to be that it's going to be positive, and because of the GBP power is going to raise. And at the same time, you can take a look at the USD, and you can see that the prediction is going to be negative. And because the prediction is going to be negative, that means that the price of USD is going to go lower and lower. So if the price is going to be lower and lower, that means that you should buy, because the price of GBP is going to go higher and higher. So that's kind of the base that I can tell for the forex. And you can see kind of in all the situation, you have multiple ones, and you can see in kind of all of them the estimation, except the retail sales. But however, you will have 2 to 1. Which are going to be negative. So overall, overall it tends to be pretty bearish for USD. So what you can expect, and you can already see it, here. For the GBP, we already have the confirmation, and for Euro USD is going to come pretty soon as well. Yeah, we have the short, but you can see that slowly started to recover, and if I go 15 minutes, I believe we already have the bull. Yeah, so you can see we already have the bull for the 15 minutes. So that's kind of what we expect, and that's how you should properly use forex. Of course, what I'm telling you right now is kind of the basic macro point of view, of the forex fundamentals. But of course, you will have to take into consideration good risk management, the leverage that you are going to use inside, on all these factors. So yeah, That's more difficult than it looks. I've been for many years with the forex, and honestly, it's the most difficult of them all. So, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. Once again, I am repeating: the more you are going to diversify, the better. You shouldn't stick just with one. Go with crypto, go with stock market, go with index, go with forex, go commodities, go everywhere. You know, go everywhere. It's better, like the better diversification. Why do you think all these hedge funds, they take everything? They don't just take crypto. They also have silver. They also have gold. They also have uh, actions in different portfolios, like companies and stuff like that. They have real estate, and that's the point. The diversification is the key. And slowly, once again, I repeat, I'm making all of this because my main idea is to have my own hedge fund, and because of the hedge fund, I want to be present everywhere. So if a client comes to me, man, I want to go on crypto, what do you suggest me? Okay, so I can suggest you, for example, Ethereum. I like it a lot. The other one comes to me, okay, look, you see, I am more traditional. I don't understand so much crypto. I want to go, with what I know with the stocks. And I'm telling you, yeah, sure. Which one you want to go? You want technological, or you want to go the old style, like, the SP 500? Well, what do you suggest? Well, you can see, for example, Nasdaq has much bigger volatility, and you can have bigger gains on the long term. SP, of course, is going to be much safer, and you are not going to have the same returns, but it's going to be much safer. So, yeah. Then another guy is telling me, like, for example, yeah, but what about Forex? How should I use Forex? Forex, the good thing about it is the leverage. But leverage, I always consider it a double-edged sword, so it can cut you pretty badly. And yeah, it can help you as well to make a lot of profit. But overall, it's much harder. Then you have the commodities like gold, like oil, like silver, and all these stuff that as well. Then you have the commodities of futures market, like for example, how it's called, like lumber, like soybean, cocoa, and all these stuffs. Based on the epoch, based on the season that you are right now, you can expect the price, for example, of lumber to be the same like it's going to be in the winter, and you can expect, the price that's going to be in the summer for cocoa to be like in the winter, and all these stuffs, So there are always going to be opportunities. You just have to be there, and you have to look for them. You have to search for them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's session. And if you did that, I strongly suggest to follow my channel, and if you are in trading view as well, to follow my channel. I'm going to publish you here my details that I have for my bot and for my Telegram group. Give me a second, I'll put them here in the chat. So once again, you have there all the information. And have a good night as well, Christo. Thank you for watching, and have a good night to you all, and see you guys tomorrow morning. I hope we're going to have a bull trend, so I can make another session, for the scalper, and we can go with that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy this, and stay safe, and good luck to you all.